Hey everyone, welcome to a come shop with me at Woolworths. I just picked up the camera and filmed. This was a couple of weeks ago, and I thought that I would share with you because it has been forever since I did one of these, and I figured you deserved a video because I have been so busy. So I have still been food shopping and everything else behind the scenes. It just is happening without a camera some days. So into Woolworths we go. This is our once a month shop for the 10% off. So we've got some strawberries, we're getting a kilo of apples. I believe that I got bonus points as well if I bought over a kilo. I love these scales because you can straight away see how much it weighs and how much it costs. So helpful. I grabbed a zucchini as well, threw that in there. Checked out the bread clearance section. I think Woolworths don't really do very well on the clearance, to be honest, with the bread. I will still get some bread loaves from time to time, and sometimes the croissants are really good, but the cakes and stuff I find just are not very well marked down. I picked up a dozen eggs, $5. It nearly killed me because I normally go to Foodland and buy a dozen for $3.75, but I have 0 eggs and I really need to make my daughter a quiche because she's vegetarian. So I'll make that for her. So I grabbed the eggs and also figured with the 10% off, it's well worth being here. Some frozen chips are bonus points on that, as well as the crumbed chicken nuggets. I have been making sure to buy our staple foods from Woolworths to make sure they're coming up as our boosters, to make sure that we're getting the points. I'm purchasing some dumplings, just trying to figure out which is which. My daughter has some vegetarian dumplings we get from an Asian store, and my son has decided that he likes them. So they're going very, very fast. So I thought maybe I could find an alternative one. I'm going to pick some short crust pastry. I'm looking at doing maybe some cheese and bacon scrolls, some apple scrolls, and some other bits and pieces. It's just easier to pre-buy it rather than make my own. Grabbing a couple of bottles of tomato sauce because they are a points bonus offer as well with our boosters. And also we really need to make sure we have tomato sauce in our house at all times. We nearly ran out last month. It was close to a disaster. These are the plant-based foods that my daughter will eat, so we purchased them. I don't exactly love the prices, but it is what it is. We have tried those plantain ones as well. We're not a fan, but I always have a look if there's a clearance sticker. So I grabbed some schnitzel and some mince. They will get thrown in the freezer. I just keep buying 1 or 2 every time I go shopping just to start creating a little bit of a stockpile. I saw this chicken was on clearance and I was very tempted to pick it up. However, we still need to work through a lot of the meat that is in our freezers right now. So while, yes, as my daughter is a vegetarian, as I've mentioned, it's going to take a lot longer to work through everything, which is totally fine. It works really well. That's why I do markdown shopping and stockpiling. Having a look at all the other meat options that are here, they looked amazing, but for some of the prices and the weights, it was a bit crazy. I always have a look at the veggies with the markdown stickers, and although it's lovely to see that there were so many, the prices still are way north of what I'm willing to pay. Some beef again that was marked down, and again very, very tempted, but I need to leave it because we do have lots of stuff in the freezer to use up. This caught my eye being a clearance, and I was thinking I'm sure that I could probably make it for cheaper than this. My daughter doesn't have bacon in it, but still with eggs and zucchini, I'm pretty sure I could be able to make one myself for the weight as well. I'll add that to the to-do list that I'll probably never ever get around to doing. I do need chicken breast, however. It is one of those foods that we use all the time, and I don't actually have any chicken breast. There's diced chicken, but I want to make some panko chicken, so I'll grab a packet that's here, and as I said, it's for the 10% monthly spend, so we might as well grab it. I always look though in this section for clearance items because often they have some really cheap. Going to pick up this packet of salt and pepper squid. I love this brand and it's on clearance, so that helps. And I always have a look in the deli because they usually have good deals. I denied about picking up some of these cheeses. I'm pretty sure I still have one at home, and I'm so glad that I didn't pick it up because I did have one in the fridge. I didn't do a complete check through the fridge to look for what we do and don't have. I was just kind of going off routine and purchasing things we use all the time. I figured if we didn't have one by the time we got home, then I would just add it to next month because I don't eat it all the time. I saw this cheese marked down. I've had it before, but I got it when it was marked down to like 52 cents or something, and I really liked it, but it was very crumbly, and I thought I'm probably not going to purchase it ever again unless I find it for that 50 cents cheap again. Having a look at the chicken warmer to see if there's any markdowns there for a quick and easy dinner. Sadly, there wasn't anything here, but I had a look over at the salads, and although it was nice to see some markdowns, they just didn't look very appealing, so I left them. Always having a look at the milk for the markdowns. I'm going to grab an iced coffee. This store only sells the plain iced coffee. It doesn't sell the strong, but I do like the chocolate milk that we can get from Woolworths. But again, I only buy it when it is marked down. So we'll add the iced coffee into there. I do always look to see if the little bottles are marked down as well. I would have purchased some ham, but it is a little bit more expensive than what I can normally get at Coles. So I just left it. Even with the 10% off, it doesn't even compare with the price, so it's a no from me. I am going to grab a couple blocks of cream cheese though because my daughter uses it on the bagels. We don't worry about the spreadable one, and also I'm attempting to make a cheesecake eventually down the track. I have a look in the dip section. I'm always looking to see if there's clearance stuff because they can also be great to add into pasta for an easy meal. And grabbing a loaf of bread because the price of this was exactly the same as some of the markdown loaves that were there. So I figured I might as well get fresh instead of a markdown, even though most of it goes straight to be toast anyway. A couple of packets of these butterscotch lollies. I bought a packet a couple of weeks ago and I didn't like it, but hubby said he did enjoy them, and so did my daughter. So I've grabbed a couple there to give one each. The packets of licorice we really love from Woolworths, so I've grabbed them for this month, and also a couple packets of these imitation Pringles. I divide them up into little Ziploc bags and they're great for a little snack grab and go. Having a look at all the chips that are here, I do look carefully now because I find that a lot of the markdowns they do, then they just leave the packet sitting there on shelf. I'll grab a couple of the home brand chips for hubby, packet of the Lamington fingers for my son. They go in the freezer and he just eats them every now and again as he's passing. My daughter asked for some pasta sauce, so I'm just having a look here, but I am surprised that the packets say may contain traces of nuts. Now, I've talked about that in other vlogs, so yeah, we just avoid that just in case, who knows, and had a look at all the other pasta jars that are around here for some ideas, but mostly I like to make my own stuff. I love looking in the Asian and the international food aisle. I don't know, it makes me happy. And I noticed that the little milks that are here, they no longer have BTS on the packs, so I wonder if the price has come down because it's not a major celebrity thing anymore. Look at this mug. It was so cute. My daughter has a friend called Rose. I know this says Rose, but I was thinking, could you imagine having your name on a mug like that? Oh, is your name Rose? No, it's Rose. And here is the Hershey's syrups. Now, we normally get the chocolate one because I make chocolate milk. I have tried just about every other chocolate syrup that is out there on the market, and they do not mix well. Hershey's are the only ones that mix well. I do need to make my own, but it is just time and effort right now that I just do not have. I'm just grabbing one of the chocolate. It is $6. I normally only get it when it's $5, but we have run out, and it is cheaper to make my own chocolate milk than purchasing it unless I found it as a markdown. I do need a fresh liter of milk. We do have UHT milk in the cupboard as a backup, which has been such a blessing in the past couple of weeks because it has been really helping me just grab and use stuff that we've had in the house rather than going to the shop to pick up the odd loaf of bread or milk. We have been drastically reducing our shopping. Sour cream, we need those, which then of course tempted me to go back to grab some wedges because also it was a points deal, so I thought we'll grab some as well. And I went back to get the caramel syrup because I couldn't stop thinking about it being on clearance, and we had a caramel milk a couple of weeks ago and we absolutely loved it, so I thought let's give it a go because I know that the chocolate syrup mixes really well, so then the caramel one will as well. And failing that, I can attempt to do some sort of decorative glass art that I see everyone on TikTok doing. Not that really I'm into iced coffees at home, I just pour it straight from the 2-liter bottle that we have. Of course, we picked up the cards from the new promo that's going. We're not actively collecting them, but I grabbed them because they're there. We're mostly chasing the Star Wars ones. So here is the receipt with the total and the points we got. We have bonus points as well as the doubles for the everyday extras and 10% off as well. Thank you so much for joining with me this week, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.